So, what if I told you that our universe might just be one of many? Pretty mind-blowing, huh? Now, not everyone in the science world is sold on this wild idea. Let's face it, the chance of bumping into another universe is about as likely as winning the lottery on a unicycle. But wait, things are about to get even crazier because this concept isn't just some sci-fi fantasy anymore. Believe it or not, some serious scientific theories actually back up the idea of parallel universes. And trust me, it's a hot topic that gets scientists fired up. Imagine this, our universe is ridiculously huge. We're talking billions, maybe even trillions of galaxies out there, each one filled with countless stars. Some brainiacs studying space think our universe could stretch over a mind-boggling 7 billion light years. Others even argue it might go on forever. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Could there be more to the cosmos than meets the eye? Well, scientists are diving into some pretty wild theories to explore if other universes might be hanging out nearby. These ideas of multiverses and parallel worlds often tie in with other cool concepts like the Big Bang, string theory, and quantum mechanics. But here's the thing. To understand what's really going on, we need to stick to the stuff we're pretty sure about, right? Let's rewind about 13.7 billion years ago. Imagine everything we see today squeezed into a tiny dot. Then, according to the Big Bang Theory, kaboom! It all exploded. The universe expanded faster than anything we can imagine, ballooning out in less than a second. Now here's where it gets really fascinating. Some clever thinkers are wondering if this explosion made more than just our universe. They're asking if maybe the expanding stopped at different times in different places. While our part of the universe stopped inflating about 13.8 billion years ago, there might still be some places where it's still going on. Imagine this. As one bubble universe stops inflating, a brand new universe pops into existence. But here's the twist. You can't just hop from one bubble to the next like it's a vacation destination. These bubble universes keep growing forever, and their edges are zooming away from us faster than light travels. Now, let's dive into the mind-boggling part. Even if we somehow reach the edge of our local bubble and met the next universe, guess what? It might play by a whole different set of rules. Imagine encountering a place where the laws of physics are totally alien to us. That's the kind of strange we're talking about. Expanding on this idea, some suggest that within this vast multiverse of bubble universes, there could be other life forms just like us. But here's the kicker. We're drifting farther and farther away from them every second, and will never cross paths. Meanwhile, other brilliant minds are working on linking parallel universes with quantum mechanics, which is basically the fancy maths behind tiny particles. Ever heard of particles that can be in many states at once? It's like they're playing cosmic hide and seek, keeping us guessing. Scientists call this the wave function, where particles hold all their wild possibilities until we peek at them. Now here's where things get really wild. Imagine a theory that says every time we peek at a particle, a whole new universe sprouts up. It's like our universe is a giant tree, growing countless branches with each observation. But these other universes stay separate, so we might never know if there are versions of us out there living different lives. It's a bold idea, but proving or disproving it is like chasing shadows for scientists who love to test and tinker with ideas. But think about it. If space goes on forever, why wouldn't there be endless universes too? Picture the universe as this vast playground. Some experts think that if it's truly infinite, there are only so many ways its pieces can fit together. Eventually, they have to start repeating. What if there's another version of you out there living the exact same life, right down to yesterday's brunch? Sounds wild, huh? Now let me tell you about the mysterious man from Tord. Picture this. He shows up at a Japanese airport, claiming he's from a place called Tord, which no one's ever heard of. Some say it's proof of time travel, while others think he slipped in from a whole different universe. But here's the thing. Tord doesn't exist. Not then. Not now. It's like it vanished into thin air, just like the man did after he arrived in Japan. Poof, gone. Now let's go back to that strange day in July 1954 when the man from Taured landed in Tokyo. He was described as a bearded guy who spoke French. Not too crazy, right? But depending on who's telling the story, things start to get a bit weird. In one version of the story, when the man hands over his passport, the Japanese officer is stunned. The passport looks real, but the country listed, Taured, isn't recognized by anyone, not even the officer. So they take the man away for questioning. In another version, the man boldly tells the officer he's from Taured and shows him the passport. But when the officer doesn't believe him, the man insists, claiming Taured sits between France and Spain. He even points to a map showing where Taured would be, like Andorra. Things start to get mysterious when the officers decide to keep him in a hotel overnight with 2 guards outside his room. The next morning, when the officers return to question him, the man is gone, vanished into thin air. There's no sign of how he escaped, and all his documents are gone too, adding to the mystery. What if the man from Taured was a time traveler or an intergalactic adventurer? Some have even delved into the realms of science fiction to explain this bizarre event. And you won't believe the number of people on the internet who've latched onto it as evidence for alternate realities. One of the weirdest ideas suggests that the man accidentally stumbled into a parallel dimension and ended up at the Japanese airport. In that parallel universe, there's an Earth just like ours, but instead of Andorra, they call it Tard over there. Another idea floating around was that the man was a time traveler from the future. Sorry to break it to you, but the most reasonable explanation for the whole story of the man from Taured is that someone's imagination went wild. With so many different versions of the tale, it's likely that people just kept adding wild details to make it more exciting. Over time, the story grew into an urban legend. But there's really no solid evidence to suggest that we've ever encountered a time traveler or an intergalactic visitor here on Earth. Hit that subscribe button and join our space science community. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on our latest adventures and discoveries.